Lawrence,
Yes.
we've got an issue this week.
Oh, no.
We can't clap to sync.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do that? We're just going to say like go or something. So, right. Are you ready? We're going to do 3, 2, 1, and then I'll say go and you say go, yeah?
Well, do you want me to clap and then you go?
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Shall I clap for both of us?
Clap for both of us, please.
Okay.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Get Real Gaming, the show where we get real talking about the latest video games, news and releases. I am your host, Richard, and with me, as always, is my next-gen upgrade, Lawrence. How are you doing today, Lawrence?
I'm all right.
So typical.
I told you I was going to throw that in there.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in a bit of pain. We're all right, though.
It's not... Look, I know that the week's been slow, but it's not been that bad.
It's not the week, Lawrence. It's my shoulder.
What? Oh.
So we were going to do a bonus episode at the start of this week, but this is going to be kind of a main plus bonus episode because basically I had an accident on Friday over the weekend, and currently my collarbone is dislocated from my shoulder. So I'm in a sling, and that has slowed a lot of things down for me this week. So if that's all right with you guys, we're just going to stick with a one big longer episode this week where we will just do like one big bonus episode. That'll just be today when we talk about all the next gen stuff.
If that's not acceptable, tough.
But I mean, we've had 50 downloads already. This is the 4th episode.
I know.
It's amazing.
Mad.
Thanks everybody for downloading and listening. We're glad that you are enjoying the show. But we've still not heard from any of you. So,
No, not yet.
Send us
One
an
day,
email at getrealpoduk@gmail.com, or you can Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at getrealpod. Let us know what you think so far, and if you like what we've been up to. Lawrence, shall I tell you what we've what's come out this week? Shall I tell you what's been coming out this week before we get into the juicy big long?
Sure, because I've been ill and you've been knackered. So let's try and figure out where we are in world.
Yeah, in the world this week, right?
In the world this week,
Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition on the Switch came out. So I didn't play that. It was on the phone, wasn't it? It was a phone game.
No, it was a full RTS game. It's on PC.
Wasn't there a phone game? Wasn't there a Jurassic phone?
There was like a Telltale game. I'm not sure about.
That might be what I'm thinking of. So that's on the Switch. Dirt 5. But what happened to the Dirt? What happened to the Dirt series?
Is that still going on?
Yeah, it came out November 3rd. We had Dirt 5 come out on PS4,
Blimey.
Xbox, and PC. It's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X, apparently.
I have heard news about the Codemasters, actually. Take-Two might be trying to take them over.
Bloody hell. Can you imagine that? Bakugan, Champions of Vestoria.
Do you want to say that again?
Bakugan.
Bless you. You just keep sneezing. I just don't understand.
I know. Nintendo Switch releases. Apparently on Metacritic, it's only got 50 out of 100.
Shock.
So that's a bit...
Shock.
But Bakugan's doing well right now, apparently, by the sound of things. Yeah. Paw Patrol. Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay.
Are you just reading off this list? You know what? Let's skip all that. Let's skip to the 2 juicy releases, okay?
Okay.
3 juicy releases.
Okay, go on. What are they this week then? Go on.
You ready? You ready for this?
Yes.
Chicken Police Paint It Red.
Chicken Police Paint It. What is that?
It's a noir like detective story with chickens and cats, and it's pretty good. I've actually played it.
It's pretty good, is it?
Yeah,
Has it got a Metacritic review yet?
I'll check.
Go on, have a look. I thought you were going to say Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, which came out this week.
No. I've had enough of Need for Speed now.
No, there's no need for any speed anymore.
No, just slow down, will you? God. It's not had any Metacritic score or user score.
It must be.
Oh no, wait, that's on PlayStation 4. Hang on, that's wrong. It's on the wrong thing.
Wrong platform.
On the Switch, Nope, nothing there either.
No.
To be determined.
To be determined. Brilliant.
I don't know
It's
why.
just
It's
so
a really
good.
game.
Yeah.
It's that good. They can't handle it.
Yeah, they just can't categorize it. It's like, what is it? What is this game?
What is it?
It crosses the line. This is not just next gen. This is next century.
Next gen.
This is like next century gaming. Right. So this is a bit of a weird episode because we're not really going to go through any news. There wasn't really any news.
I mean, there was Mass Effect, and I was very excited. I like Mass Effect.
Okay, so let's talk a bit. So what's the news about Mass Effect? We're here now.
It's getting a remaster.
Oh, good for those
There's a
people.
new one in development.
That's good news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
That's it, I think.
And they've got a PC, haven't they? They've got an NZXT PC to celebrate.
Yeah, they have, which I know Sam would love to have because he's a Mass Effect nerd.
Yeah, Sam at Get Real Pod, our sister pod, big sister pod.
Big sister.
Yeah.
Big mama.
Big mama podcast.
Big podcast.
Lawrence,
Yes.
what's Bug Snacks? You've talked about Bug Snacks before.
You don't know what Bug Snacks is?
No, but I've heard you talk about it, and I can see people are reviewing it already.
Yeah, that's good. Keep filling the time while I'm Googling. Yeah, that's good. Keep
so-
going. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
60% apparently Bug Snacks has. But
Yeah.
it says it's a single-player adventure on a mysterious island populated with snack-based bugs. But it's
You don't know what Bug Snacks is?
Well, what is Bug Snacks?
It's a PlayStation 5 launch title.
It's already getting reviews, Lawrence.
That's because journalists, proper reviewers, not us. We're backroom staff.
Yeah.
At best. We're season ticket holders at best.
Right.
We're the ones trying to organise the illegal streams at best.
What?
Look, I've been playing a lot of Football Manager. Don't judge me.
Okay. That went on a wild
Bug
goose
Snacks.
chase. Yeah, go on.
Basically, Sony and Microsoft have been sending out all the consoles out for people to review and play some launch titles. Like they've played Miles Morales and Bug Snacks, and we've also seen videos of it all over the damn shop. So yeah, it is a, like you said, it's a third-person adventure game. I don't know anything about it. I don't have a PlayStation 5 to play it on, but I do know the developers made Octodad.
Yeah, PC Gamers review. One of the headlines in the review is Bug Snacks looks like a weird Pokemon with edible creatures.
Thanks, PC Gamer.
That sounds.
Jeez.
I wonder how accurate that actually is. Anyway, it gets 60 out of 100 according to PC Gamer. So
That's not too bad.
But I've heard you
Assassin's
mention it
Creed
before.
review. Oh my god.
What's Assassin's Creed getting? What's Assassin's Creed getting?
PC Gamer just caught my attention. Assassin's Creed Valhalla got 92 out of 100.
All right, so we know for a fact it's better than Bug Snacks then. That's good.
Damn. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is really weird. I'm used to having a structure.
We've got nothing. We've
got nothing. We're on tangents here. This feels pretty good. It feels pretty
It
loosey
does actually
goosey.
feel good.
Yeah.
Also, Rock Paper Shotgun reviewed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It doesn't look like they give. Do they give ratings? Rock Paper Shotgun?
I don't know. I don't know. Do they have an agenda though? That's the big question.
It doesn't look like they've given it a score, so it's possible that they just give like reviews. But I'm not going to read it now, am I? So I'm not going to sit here now. And
I
read
want
a
you
review.
to read it word for word.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla
That's just going to be the
starts
podcast.
in Norway, spends most of its time in the 9th century England.
Whoa! Spoilers! Whoa! Easy. Calm down.
I'm just reading the review.
I'm going to play it. Leave me alone.
Kotaku has reviewed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know if they give scores either. They've not.
I don't think they do give scores. What did IGN give it? Let's have a look at IGN.
Go on. What did IGN give it?
This kind of stuff's great for like, I don't know, a Twitch stream.
It is really, but I mean, I'd be able to get information faster if I wasn't one-handed right now. I'm literally using my left
use your
hand,
nose.
my non-dominant hand to click through things, and then have to go to the keyboard and make many typo mistakes on the keyboard. And
use your nose.
I can't, no, because bending over would also cause issues on the shoulder front.
Oh, they gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so we've got an 8 and we've got a 92%. Yeah, 90%.
Jeez.
So
high hopes.
High hopes, yeah. But I mean, it's only going to be that great if they play it on the brand new next generation consoles, though, isn't it?
Oh, what, the Ouya 2?
Not the Ouya, the Uno.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
You mean DOS?
DOS. Jesus. The N-Gage.
No, MS-DOS.
MS-DOS.
It's that next gen. It's gone back 3, 4, 5 generations.
Marty, we got to go back.
We're going to go back to MS-DOS.
I can't go back. Okay, this is weird.
This is weird.
Let's start talking about the next generation consoles, because that's why we're here today. Because this week we're going to see the next gen consoles release. We're going to be on the 12th of November we get PlayStation, is that right?
At least no. We don't get it.
No, not in the UK.
We don't get it. The UK and the rest of the world don't get it. But US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, they get it.
On the 12th.
On the 12th.
And what about Xbox?
Which is unfair.
November 10th.
Xbox is a bit better. November 10th, worldwide.
Speaking of that, by the way, so just extra bit of news on that. Because some people were receiving their Xboxes early.
Yeah, I think that's because of, obviously, with lockdown and stuff like that, they're starting to ship stuff out. This actually happened to me before, not with a console, but with the Final Fantasy VII remake. I got it like a week earlier because of the delivery stuff.
I mean, I've seen...
So by the time like it was actually coming out, I'd finished it.
Oh my God. Well, wait, you'd finished it in less than a week?
I'd finished it less than a week. I put bare hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like,
you
I put like 9,
smashed it.
10, 12 hours a day into that game.
Oh my God. And what else were you doing other than sleep and materia gathering?
I went to the toilet occasionally.
Oh, good.
And I ate and drank liquids.
But the rest of the week was a blur.
It was just a blur. Amazing blur, but anyway.
But it's not the first
time.
It's not the first time that we'd see like games getting launched early, because I know that in some kind of indie stores or more local stores, sometimes games would come in early and they would just start selling them because they could make a bit of extra cash selling them early. But that's happened quite a lot with Pokemon and stuff like that, I think. But
with big titles, but for consoles,
for an actual piece of hardware like a console, it's kind of a bit crazy that they're getting delivered so early.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me considering the kind of year we're having.
Yeah, but Xbox Support tweeted out about it. They said in their tweet, I'm going to paraphrase it. They said that it was completely fine for you to start unboxing it and having a go. But they did say, obviously, because it's not out yet, they're still finalizing the launch day patches. So if you do have an Xbox Series X or S, you can open it up, start having a go, but you will have to do some updates and things within the next few days until launch, leading up to launch day. And then on launch day, there'll probably be another patch. But they seem to be fine with it.
They're feeling generous.
They're feeling,
If you're feeling generous, you can send it to us.
Yeah, just send us an email and we'll open it for you.
Yeah, we'll do it for you.
But I think that's nice. I think it's nice that Xbox aren't stopping people. I mean, they can't really stop people, but it's the fact that they could, in theory, if it connects to the internet and then they can pick up a device online, there would be a fear that you could brick the device for it being on early, almost as if, if it was stolen or something. But apparently they're saying that's fine. Go ahead, get it out, open.
I think Xbox, the Xbox team is definitely a lot more friendly than Sony, as it were. Sony definitely feels a lot more cold cut. If you get it early, we will break the console kind of stuff. They've not said that, but I get that. That's the feeling I get from them.
The thing is there's so many like press release devices for YouTube and stuff already out now that it's kind of like how there's so many next-gen consoles already online, already playing games, already being tested. I don't think they could start, like they could do that anymore. I don't think
unless they pick up via accounts, because they would have a list of accounts that they've given out to journalists and stuff like that. So
yeah, maybe
that way.
Either way, It's nice, isn't it? I think it's
Oh,
good communication. That's key. That's such a key thing.
It's a nice gesture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I said gesture correctly.
Yeah. We've also had, because of those reviews, we've had some kind of launch cold turn-on tests, timings of launching games and all that.
Yes, I've seen some of this, yeah.
They look pretty good. They look like we've got some good numbers.
I mean, PlayStation 5 was 45 seconds from cold boot to actual in-game of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, cold boot is when it's off, like completely off, not in rest mode, nothing like that. It is off.
Do we have numbers for the Xbox? Was there a similar?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. It's probably out there. I've just not seen it.
I think that there's literally like only 1 or 2 seconds apart between the two.
It's solid state drive. Of course, they're going to be quick. I mean, us PC gamers, we've been like this for the last, 5, 6, 10 years.
Yeah, but it's nice to see the technology just kind of being proven.
Yeah, it's good to see it on consoles, like in living rooms and stuff like that. Because, I imagine there's quite a few people which have just wanted to kind of lay down on the couch and play a game really quickly or, something like that.
I think what's good is it's all this new technology getting crammed in and marketed as part of the new next-gen systems. It makes casual gamers who are hyped about these consoles more aware of technology, especially inside of mainstream big gaming computers and stuff. It will make these things like M.2 drives and teraflops and graphics components and stuff makes that information more mainstream, and that along with all the cross play games with people on PC to consoles now going on with most games, it just makes the average consumer of video games more aware of computer technology, because that's what these consoles are all just computers at the end of the day, but it's the interface and the ecosystem that really makes it friendly to the average consumer.
So I know you said that the consoles nowadays are literally just PC. Why the hell are we not getting more PC ports then?
It's all software lockouts, Lawrence. Just see big dollar signs.
It's disgrace. We need more PC. I want to play Persona 5 on my PC. Is that so difficult to ask for?
It sounds like it is, Lawrence.
It is. It's upsetting. It came out on the PlayStation 3. Why is it not on the PC?
This sounds like a you problem. I'm going to be honest. It sounds like something that you need to deal with in your own.
It's a Wii U problem.
Oh my God, the Wii U is a big problem.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. We're not talking about the Wii U today. We're talking about...
Enough of my issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, but the PlayStation 5 review looked pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, it was very detailed. Very, very detailed.
I see a lot of people talking about the controller as one of the most next-gen things about the PlayStation.
I think the controller, much like the Xbox One controller when that came out, because I remember... Tangent. Remember back in the day when I purchased a PlayStation 4, and you said, "You must get an Xbox One, my dear friend, Sir Lawrence Battensburg the 23rd.
Yes.
Because the Xbox controller is a lot better in your hands." And I was like, "No, that could not be." And then we went to game, and you went, "Here, feel this." And I was like, "Oh, yes, the controller definitely feels a lot better."
Mm.
And I think that, in a way, is the same in this generation with the PlayStation. However, it's kind of hit and miss. I've noticed.
What I have noticed more than anything is that people have said that the controller's great, except it's still a bit big and it's still a bit uncomfy.
Yeah. It's bigger than the PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah.
In terms of width, which is kind of crazy to think of.
Yeah. Well, I would struggle with a normal PS4 controller after a long time playing, just generally. And then you've got other people, other female gamers who are reviewing the new tech as well. They have the same problem with the PS5, and I can only assume they're having even more difficult time with it. So if it was me, if I was at PlayStation, I'd be trying to do 2 versions of the controller. I'd be trying to, because the interface between you and the game is not just audio and visuals, and they're putting so much emphasis on the amount of immersion coming from the controller now, you'd have thought that they'd be trying to be making that as comfortable as possible for anybody. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Like I'd be doing one normal sized and one official, slightly smaller one for people who will find that more comfortable. Because that even, I'd be more tempted to buy a smaller one, even just me.
Yeah.
I'd buy a small one.
Yeah, and I think that's the main advantage that Xbox have, because it's pretty much the exact same as the Xbox like X and the Xbox One, pretty much the same controllers, apart from the grips on the triggers and the bumper stuffy.
Yeah.
They're more rubberized, which I think would feel really good to play with. And there's just an extra button in the middle.
Do we know what the haptic triggers they've mentioned does on the Xbox controller? Because I've heard the term haptic triggers when it comes to the Xbox.
Triggers.
And you're the only person who can quickly Google that right now. So I'm going to let you do that while I sit and explain that I don't know.
You know what? I want you to try.
No, I'm not doing it, Lawrence. I'm not even putting my hand near the mouse. It's going to take me way too long to do it. At this stage, I'm going to be one-handed typing. I'm going to hit the microphone. I'm going to knock everything over and spill my drink, and it's going to be a nightmare.
It will be a nightmare. You're right. Okay, right.
What the hell? What was that, Lawrence?
It's Microsoft.
You're right.
Yeah, fine. Someone honked his horn outside for no reason.
This is a great episode already. I can just.
There's no structure. We're very loose. It's fine. Everyone loves it. Okay, so apparently, Xbox has this thing called impulse triggers.
Oh, impulse. I said haptic, didn't I?
Yeah, haptic is PlayStation.
Yeah,
haptic feedback. Yeah, it's called impulse triggers. They have rumble motors that can emit distinct vibrations depending on what you're doing in game, even going so far as to give players a sense of directionality through the feedback.
So they have improved their triggers.
Yeah,
but
the only difference I can actually see, looking at this now, because this is a whole site which has compared it. The only advantage that PlayStation 5 have, if this is like their triggers, it'd be the fact that it doesn't have batteries.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I think also the benefit of the PlayStation triggers is that they can stop the trigger at any point, can't they? So you can fine tune how far you can press the trigger down. Is that right?
I think for PlayStation, yes. Yeah. I'm not sure on the Xbox.
No, that's what I mean. So the PlayStation one, you can do that, and that's another advantage in the new triggers over the ones on the Xbox.
Yeah, it's like I saw it. I think it was Call of Duty where it actually locked up as if it was a gun, which was pretty damn cool.
Well, the Xbox impulse triggers have had no press by the sound of it compared. So
yeah, I mean, not even from Xbox themselves. They've not even mentioned it.
Here's another question: have you gotten used to the size of the PlayStation yet, or do you still see people on YouTube with a PlayStation and go, "Jesus Christ, that's a huge PlayStation"?
Honestly, I had a PlayStation 3. It's fine.
It's massive. I'm watching videos and I'm just going, wow, that is bigger than someone's torso.
What do you mean? I'm not that big.
Oh, it's big. It's big.
I'm losing weight, man.
Not you.
Oh, right. Oh.
Not you, Lance. You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
Thanks,
although I would advise you never exercise, because on my end it only causes more damage than does good.
Well, it's definitely put me off.
It's because all the gyms closed and I had to go outside, and that's my first problem. Going outside was the first problem, Lawrence.
But did you update outside? Did you run the update which smoothens all the surfaces?
No, it was a very rough surface. That's
See,
what
that's
caused
the thing.
me to fall over.
You've got to update. You've got to make sure that the landscape 3.2 is installed.
I had RTX off and everything. There was no unique shadows or anything. There was no visual
there's
cue.
Your issue.
Yeah, just fell right over the grass.
Oh.
So it's pretty big.
I mean,
it's pretty big.
I'm curious to see how big it is compared to like our PC cases, because we have the same PC cases, and I'm curious to see how, like, in terms of height, how big it is in comparison. So, Sony, if you're listening.
Yeah, we haven't seen a comparison like that with the PlayStation 5 yet. I've seen like a mini ATX case with an Xbox Series X, but I've not seen a PlayStation one yet. What I have seen is when we were talking about load times earlier, on the Xbox and PlayStation side, I think it takes longer to actually load the console from cold than it is to get into the game, which is really nice, because if you haven't got it on cold, it'll take even less time to get into the main interface, and then it's 1 or 2 seconds and you're actually in the game you want to be in. So that is amazing to see. And obviously it's all just down to the power of M.2s and SSDs and all the flops.
Yeah. So it looks like we haven't got one compared to a PC, but compared to like an Xbox Series X, it's not as big in terms of like when it's vertical. It's not that big.
Lawrence, look, it's massive. I'm on the massive fence. It's absolutely huge. And the problem is it looks better stood up as well. So it's always going to be stood up. So what else were we going to say about these consoles other than the time?
We do have a list here. The backwards compatibility of PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. Is
very,
there?
very good, apparently.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. But wasn't there a list of like games that weren't backwards compatible, and it was literally like 9 games?
Yeah.
In total. And they were all games that you would never actually have bought anyway. It's like someone else would have accidentally bought for you thinking that it was going to be a good game, and then it wasn't. And you're like,
yeah,
thanks, Nan.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
I wouldn't worry about those anyway.
Yeah. It's good, but compared to the Xbox,
I mean, that is one of the Xbox's biggest selling points as a whole, really, because it ain't the exclusives. So, yeah.
I mean, the only thing the PlayStation 5 plays like native is, in terms of backwards compatibility, is PlayStation 4 games. The rest you have to get from a service called PlayStation Now, which you have to fork out £12 a month, and I think it's $15 a month as well. I'm not quite sure on that one, but it's like Netflix. The list keeps changing on what's on there.
I think that it's difficult to judge the value of things like that because they're not like exclusive, and it's just kind of like how much content can we just throw into it, doesn't matter what it is, to make it seem like you've got a lot to do on it on launch instead of just sat on the user interface waiting for Halo to eventually get announced on Xbox.
I mean, on launch, they've got the PlayStation Plus collection, which is a different thing entirely, which is basically giving you all the first-party games of PlayStation 4 on PlayStation 5 with updated patches, so it runs a little bit better.
Yeah, but they will just be basically PS4 versions of the game.
If you've got a PlayStation 4, you'll have played them.
Yeah. No difference other than the actual experience of using them on a PlayStation 5 console.
And, better frame rates and loading times and all that jazz.
Yeah, the experience will be better, but there's no, like, actual change other than that, really.
Yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would totally play Persona 5 on PlayStation 5. I mean, it's just something I would do.
You and Persona 5. This is like the third episode you've mentioned it out of the 4 that we've
Everyone needs to
done.
play it. I will keep mentioning it until I get my PC port.
Jesus, I'm afraid that one day you're just going to show up at my apartment and just have the game in your hand and force me to play it.
Do it.
So we can talk about. No, it's not going to happen.
Do it.
I don't.
I You only need one hand to play it.
What?
You only need one hand to play it.
What do you mean?
This is the perfect time.
Why is it only one-handed? How?
It's RPG. It's RPG based. You don't need 2 hands to look around and stuff. It's great.
What, is it just point and click?
No, but it's a 3D world, but a lot of it's text.
That does not sound appealing to me at all.
It's great. It's like being in your own Japanese anime.
I'll say it again. That doesn't seem to appeal to me at all. I've lost Lawrence. Where's he gone? Come back. Lawrence, it's all right. Don't cry. It's going to be fine. You can have your Persona 5 in every episode you want. Actually, I'm actually looking right now at a video comparing the PS5 and Xbox Series X internal SSD launching Red Dead Redemption. And Actually, it looks like the Xbox Series X has launched it faster than the PS5, so that's interesting. By approximately, currently about a second. It's about quicker. Second and a half, 2 seconds.
Interesting.
So I think it's going to be on a game-by-game basis. One might just have a couple of seconds over the other, but so that's interesting anyway.
Yes,
we were going to talk about something, and now we've gone off on such a tangent.
I'm gonna drag it back to the whole backwards compatibility stuff.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the PlayStation 5 is limited backwards compatibility, while the Xbox One X, on the Xbox Series X and whatever the hell the name is now,
Yeah,
it goes all the way back to the original Xbox, which is wow.
that's quite a lot.
That is a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
A lot of fun.
I wonder if there is any difference between the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S versions that you can play.
In terms of games, I don't think so. I just think it's in terms of tech, it's different.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is because you can't do 4K 120, I don't think, on the Series S.
I've got it here. I have it here. Don't you worry. I am here. No. Yeah, Series S is 1440p.
Yeah. Speaking of which
is an interesting link, isn't it?
Yeah, because the PlayStation 5 is completely missing support for 1440p.
Mm-hmm. It's either 1080 or 4K.
And I'm a 1440p PC gamer, Lawrence, currently.
Really?
So that makes it difficult I understand that if you're buying a console, like a next-gen console, a lot of people are more likely to have it in their living room anyway. So there's not many 1440p TVs out there. But, people like us in our age, most of us, we're going to be having it, as part of our setup. We're going to have our PC and also our console or something. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of a bummer for people on 1440p. Another interesting point about the PlayStation 5, Lawrence, is it advertises 8K gaming. But so far, 8K gaming has not been possible at all on the PlayStation 5.
Well, it's interesting you should bring up the PlayStation 5 at that because...
It's interesting that you should bring up the PlayStation 5 at a gaming podcast the week of the PlayStation 5
It's funny,
launch.
Isn't it?
Who'd have thought?
It was advertised.
Just can't believe
it was let me speak. It was advertised to come with 825 gigabytes of onboard solid state storage.
It was.
The truth is, it only comes with 667 gigabytes of storage.
Yeah, it seems a bit misleading because you'd expect it to say 1 terabyte on the box, and then you'd expect to have like 825 usable gigs of memory. Like, I think I even watched a YouTuber this morning who unboxed one that said exactly that, and then in the comments was like, "Oh, seems that I've made a mistake. Obviously that's just the entire storage capacity, and then you lose a lot of that to the OS and stuff." So they've actually kind of bamboozled a few people with that, which is not very nice.
No, it's not. And to also bring up Xbox in this podcast,
at some
funnily
point.
enough, the Xbox Series S has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. So the PlayStation 5 is almost like, in terms of storage, an in-between between the two Xboxes.
Yeah, but the Series S, you're not going to be downloading 4K versions of the game anyway. You're going to be downloading 1080p versions of the game to 14... Is it 1440p, yeah?
1440p, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not going to be downloading the same amount of stuff anyway, I'm assuming. It's not going to be the same game.
But for the PlayStation 5, you are downloading the 4K versions of the games.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult.
That's a big no-no. It's a big no-no.
But the storage inside the PlayStation, is it expandable? It is, isn't it?
You can't use external hard drives to store any PlayStation 5 games, only PlayStation 4 games.
Yeah, and I think if you need to expand the storage of the PS5, you have to open it up and actually change.
Well, it's not difficult to get to the hard drive because the plates do just come off.
Yeah, but that's just another investment that you'd have to make. Yeah. And also, that's not very console consumer friendly. Like we were just discussing earlier, if you're not a tech head and you're buying a console because you want next gen gaming but you don't want to build a PC, Now you're looking at it going, well, goddamn, I'm going to get 2-3 games down. You know, Call of Duty, Cold War, the size of that game, that's half of your PlayStation 5's hard drive.
Although, update on that, they have compressed the game, so it's less hard drive space now.
Okay. Do you know by how much, or is it just...
I do have an article. Let me just get it up.
We're so organized today.
We are so... This is how, you know, this is how cool we are.
Yeah.
It is stealthily reduced by 90 gigabytes.
Okay.
That's 90 gigabytes. So the full game on ultra graphics, this is just PC, but it could also be on PlayStation as well, is 125 gigabytes.
Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting somewhere with it.
We're getting there. They've learned compression. It's fantastic.
But that still would only mean you can have about 3 games on your PlayStation 5 if you don't do anything about your internal storage.
3 PlayStation 5 games.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to need another external drive for all your PS4 games. Whereas at least on the Xbox, they've got an option. It's an expensive option, but it's a consumer-friendly plug-and-play option, isn't it? But it is expensive for what it is.
And speaking of games, we did cover this. Stop giggling, you.
Speaking of games, on a gaming podcast.
On a gaming podcast.
Yeah.
This is my segues now, okay? I say speaking of.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Speaking of Get Real Gaming, hello.
Speaking of audio. So.
Speaking of games.
About these games. About these little things called games.
Yeah.
We remember in the first episode we spoke about the showdown. We spoke about games for the launch. We now have a full list of the PlayStation 5 launch games.
Okay.
Oh boy, is it really small.
Oh no.
It's so small.
What's the list? Let's go through some of the ones that we know.
There's 12 games on launch.
PS5 launch titles.
Launch titles, yes.
Quote unquote launch titles. Is Fortnite in this list?
This Fortnite is in that list.
Oh my god.
This is excluding the PlayStation Plus collection.
Yeah, which doesn't count because it's not PlayStation 5 games. Okay, go on. What have we got? Bug Snacks.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, that's got a higher review than Bug Snacks. Did you know that?
I did. Did it? Wow.
Wow, it's amazing.
GG Assassin's Creed. We've got Astro's Playroom.
Which comes preloaded on the PlayStation 5 and it's just a tech demo.
Bug Snacks.
Oh, there it is.
And Astro's Playroom is more akin to Wii Sports rather than a tech demo.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Demon Souls.
Okay, but Demon Souls is respectable.
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition.
But
the digital edition only.
That is not an exclusive, though.
No, that's a re-release.
Yeah, but it's also coming out on
Xbox.
So,
Fortnite.
Yeah, we can check that one off the list. That's not an exclusive.
Godfall.
Yeah, okay.
But it's also launched on the PC the exact same day.
Yeah, true. Which is, and I haven't really heard anybody say, "Oh, I'm dead excited for Godfall to come out."
Yeah, I completely forgot that was coming out.
So what's next?
Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which looks really damn good. I mean, I enjoyed the original Spider-Man. That was really, really good. Fun to play, and I would definitely play Miles Morales when I get a PlayStation 5.
But Miles Morales, again, isn't that more like just DLC to... It's an extra game, but it is basically just an extension of the re-release of Spider-Man.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So even though it's amazing and looks great and plays fantastic and we all love Spider-Man, how much of it is, do we... Like, I feel like...
Apparently the story takes 10 hours to beat.
And then
Miles Morales, the story takes 10 hours.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the actual old Spider-Man just redone in RTX and all that jazz.
Yeah, okay, well, it is what it is.
We've got Observer System Redux, which is a re-release of an indie title.
I've never heard of it, and that sounds okay.
We've got The Pathless, which we did see it was kind of the whole woman with a bow and an eagle running around this forest and attacking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one's coming out.
Okay.
Sackboy Big Adventure.
Okay.
and Watch Dogs Legion.
Ah, yes. The not exclusive PlayStation 5 title.
That's it.
Brilliant. And then
That's
you'll
all
have
that's coming out.
you'll have
Then you've got the
Warzone,
PlayStation.
you'll have Call of
Warzone.
Duty, and you'll have
You have Call of
Fortnite.
Duty.
I'm
You've got the
surprised that
PlayStation Plus collection.
Fortnite's on that list, but Call of Duty isn't.
Well, Call of Duty comes out the next few days, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
It comes
Warzone.
around it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Warzone is downloadable on the PlayStation 5.
Is it though?
Yeah, I've seen videos.
Or is that just a PlayStation 4 version?
Well, it's the PlayStation 4 version, but you're not telling me that Fortnite is the PlayStation 5 exclusive version of Fortnite. It's not. It's going to be the PlayStation 4 version.
It'll be the PlayStation. It'll be the PlayStation 5 version because it will utilize the PlayStation 5.
Oh, so it'll be like ray tracing and okay,
Yeah,
okay. You've won me over there. All right.
And then you've got the PlayStation Plus collection, which you have to put a subscription in for.
Yeah.
Which is the usual Battlefield 1, Batman Arkham Knight, Bloodborne, Bugsnax,
What?
Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Wait, Bugsnax?
Yeah, Bugsnax.
Wait, what is that in the collection, not as a separate title?
That's in the collection. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't even
But
get
you can buy
Bugsnax?
it.
Oh.
You can buy it as a separate title.
Oh.
It's also out on the PlayStation. It's also on the PlayStation 4 and PC. Bugsnax is on PC.
Yep.
For God's sake. You've got Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles Edition in the collection.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Okay, that's a good throw in. That's a good one.
Yeah. Days Gone, which was an interesting first party title, but I didn't finish it.
I didn't play it.
Detroit Become Human, which is one of my favorite story games.
That's a good
I really
one.
enjoyed that one.
That's a good one to put in.
Fallout 4.
What's next?
Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15. Okay, right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay.
And then probably the best one on here, minus, second best, shall we say.
Yeah.
God of War.
Okay.
That was really damn good.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight, Infamous Second Son, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah.
The best game on PlayStation, Persona 5 is on here.
Wow. Now you want
Ratchet
one.
and Clank.
Jesus.
Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted 4, and Until Dawn. That's in the PlayStation Plus collection.
That does sound like a good collection, to be fair. With all the other games kind of thrown in there, that sounds like something you would want to get if you've got a PlayStation 5 because there isn't anything else to get. So
yeah, if you've got a PlayStation 5 straight from and you don't have a PlayStation 4 with any PlayStation games, get the PlayStation Plus collection.
yeah,
Very, very
it'll
good. And
get
it'll keep you going.
It will keep you going while that giant skyscraper sits there not doing anything else until a next gen game comes out.
Fantastic.
And what about Xbox? Because they've got
Well, give me a minute. Let me get the link up. God, you're asking so much of me.
what?
Okay.
What am I supposed to do? I'm
Here we go.
incapacitated.
Here we go. Use your nose. Here we go.
Here we go.
So, are you ready for this massive list? I can't actually count it because they don't list it.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Shock.
Okay, great. That's better than Bugsnax. Did you know that? I've seen a review.
Have you?
Yeah, it's better than Bugsnax.
Where was this review on?
I think it was IGN or something.
Was it IGN? No. Hang on. I've got to see. I've got to see what PC Gamer.
It was
Gamer
PC
gave Watch
Gamer.
Dogs Legion.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I've got to see this now.
I'll tell you. I can tell you for
will you?
80.
80?
Yeah, they gave it 80.
Robin Barstools. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's better. It's also better than Watch Dogs Legion, apparently.
My God. Wow, that is high praise.
It is, because considering they're both Ubisoft.
They're probably a fan of Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
So, Watch Dogs Legion and Valhalla is on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Dirt 5 is on the Xbox.
It is. It's not an
Yakuza-
exclusive, though, on Xbox. It's also going to be... Well, it currently hasn't got a date announced on the PlayStation 5 or the Series X as far as Metacritic is concerned. I'm not sure if that's changed by the time you're listening to this, but at this time of recording, it doesn't seem to be a release date.
There's Yakuza 7.
Okay.
Like a Dragon on there. But that's also on PC and PlayStation and all that.
Yeah, I don't really...
Tetris Effect.
Oh, yeah, Tetris Effect. Okay.
You know that thing we've been playing in VR for 2 years?
Yeah. And they don't even have
Tactics.
VR.
No.
Gears Tactics. Is that a new
Gears
game?
Tactics, yeah.
No, it launched on PC earlier this year.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like you've read that off a paragraph.
It's almost as if I've got the article open now because I used my
know.
nose.
Oh.
Mm.
This Fortnite,
Yeah.
obviously. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War,
Which is the one we're most excited about, I think.
which technically arrives the day after.
On Xbox, yeah.
On Xbox, yeah. Then there's Bright Memory. Oh, hang on.
What is this?
This is 2021.
Oh my
no.
God.
No.
Really?
This is okay. This is confusing. There's something called Bright Memory,
Yeah.
which is the original version of the game, and then
Okay.
it's being remade into Bright Memory Infinite, which is going to get released in 2021. So technically, it's a launch title, but also technically, it's not,
Okay. All right.
which is weird.
Interesting.
Anyway, Devil May Cry 5 Special
Yeah.
Edition.
Yep.
Enlisted.
Okay. What's that?
It's an interesting one. It's a free-to-play multiplayer shooter set in World War II.
It's almost as if you read that off a paragraph.
Well, no, these things just come out of my head.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Evergate is on here,
Okay.
which I've never heard of before.
No, it looks like a cutesy puzzle game, but
Yeah.
when it comes to next-gen consoles, you don't really want to be seeing 2D puzzle games or
No.
anything like that. So it might not be
NBA
2B, but
Yeah, I mean, there's NBA 2K21, aka the Scammer Edition.
that shouldn't be an exclusive. That's not really like that's
It's not exclusive.
that
at all.
wasn't on the PS5 list, but we're assuming that's also coming out on the PS5.
Yeah. There's Observer System Redux
Okay.
again,
Yeah.
and oh god, oh no,
Don't tell Sam.
don't tell Sam.
Don't tell Sam or Chris.
Don't tell either of them. Warhammer Chaos Bane Slayer Edition. So this seems to be like an enhanced edition of a game that was launched last year.
Right. Okay. So it's pretty poor all round.
It's weak, is what it is.
The best games coming out on the next gen systems are either
On PC, get a PC. What are you doing?
I don't rise to you anymore when you say that. I just give up.
It's true. You know it's true.
I think there's a place for consoles in the home, but
Yeah, the bin. Get a PC.
oh god. What about in bed, like? What about when you're in bed and you just want to play?
Get a laptop.
and what you're not going to play that with a mouse in bed?
I mean, you get a wireless mouse and use a book.
No.
Or if you've got a partner, use their face. I'm pretty sure they won't mind.
That's the best excuse. Okay.
What are you doing? I'm using your face as a mouse, Matt. Stay still.
I'm trying
Jesus.
to sleep. Yeah, well, I'm trying to game.
Stay still.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead. Now look what you did.
Now look what you've done.
Ugh.
I'm most excited about playing Cold War. I'm not excited about any of the other. No, there aren't any games, Lawrence, coming out on either of the systems that has made me gone, that's worth buying a £500 console for.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
I mean, there's games coming out that I would buy the console for.
like
Next, like the Harry Potter RPG.
I certainly wouldn't, but
I know
we haven't
you wouldn't, but I would.
Okay, yeah.
Unless it comes out for PC, I'd get it on the PlayStation 5.
Well, it probably will, considering that it's going to be like an RPG and it's not going to be exclusive to either console.
I mean, a lot of both of them, a lot of the games that were meant to come out straight away has just kind of been delayed.
Could
massively.
you imagine a world, Lawrence? Right, here we go. This is an alternate universe, right, where everything happening right now is exactly the same except for there's one change. And that's that Halo Infinite is actually an amazing game and it comes out on launch with the Xbox Series X. Doesn't that just make such a big difference to everyone's opinions?
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean, no? If Sony...
Halo is not that much of a juggernaut as it used to be.
Oh, but you can imagine that imagine that the trailer was insane.
Yeah.
Imagine. It's what everybody. When we were waiting for Halo Infinite, every single person who's ever owned an Xbox. Are you done? Are you just going to say yes and talk over me?
No, but
you're not even listening.
I wasn't listening. I was definitely listening to you. We can get book snacks later.
Oh
However,
my god.
It wouldn't make a difference, and do you know why?
Why?
Because it's coming on PC on launch day. It makes no difference.
No, but I think that the Xbox community, a lot of those people would have been like, wow, this is going to be the reason to buy this console on launch, you know? there's a lot of people who were waiting to see that, and now it's trash, might have started considering a PlayStation instead.
I mean,
we're in it.
maybe,
We're
but-
very privileged, us two, that we do have gaming PCs. We do invest in that tech as well. Like, these are expensive. There's a lot of people out there who were relying on Halo to be kick ass so that they could be very like enthusiastic and hyped about getting an Xbox. And there might have been enough hype and enough coverage to sway other people over to Xbox as a console. But because it didn't, they had to change their entire marketing plan to not be about the console, but be about the service because of Halo.
Yeah.
So imagine all the things that would have just changed very slightly if Halo had just been what everybody was hoping it would have been. I just find that just an interesting topic. I just think that's quite...
I think it would definitely change a little bit, but it wouldn't be a massive, colossal change.
No, maybe not, but I do think it would have changed because the marketing itself would have completely... It did a 180 after everyone's response to Halo Infinite. So
I mean, you could say the same for any of PlayStation 5's like first studio releases. Like, can you imagine, for example, okay, say if Xbox had Halo Infinite and that was kick-ass and amazing and oh my god, we need to get one.
Yeah.
PlayStation could have responded with God of War, like the new God of War, and that would have just destroyed it. Because I don't think Halo, because of how Halo has become with Halo 4 and Halo 5, I don't think it's got that massive pull anymore. If anything, it's been taken over by Call of Duty.
I think it has, but I will be honest, I'm just trying to go back to the day when we knew we were going to see the new Halo. And I was just so nostalgically excited to see a next-gen Halo.
Oh,
and
100%, yeah.
And if that would have blown me away, I'm trying to wonder how much that would have convinced me that the Xbox was the console that was going to power next-gen gaming.
I mean, that's the thing. Even before we... I mean, this is my personal opinion. Before we even saw the Xbox, I knew it wouldn't be the thing to power next-gen. I just knew. From seeing the box and seeing how they talked, it was like, they are not looking... I don't think they are looking anymore to become these console giants. I think they're more of games on demand, a game service, rather than a console service. Because obviously we've got the Game Pass now.
Yeah.
So I think their like business view is switched from console to service, rather than PlayStation is still looking at as console because it's their main source of income. Basically, it is console revenue and funding all the first-party studios. Whilst Xbox is funding first-party studios, okay, yeah, they've got a console, but their main revenue would be coming from the Game Pass, which is on PC and Xbox, and maybe even more consoles in the future.
Yeah, we don't really know exactly where their business plan lies. I think these next-gen consoles will be similar to last gen, which is very much so that you make a console and you actually pretty much lose money on the hardware because you're selling the software to do it, and that's why you drive all of the studios, which I think is maybe more true now, to your point, Lawrence, where we've seen Microsoft go ahead and buy ZeniMax and go ahead and buy, they own now more developer studios for kind of in-house Microsoft stuff, just for that reason, because they know that that's where the money's going to end up coming from. And I'm not trying to say that that wasn't their business plan all along. I'm just saying that I think that if Halo would have been exactly like what everyone was hoping for, that Microsoft would have lent really heavily into the Xbox as the piece of hardware to get for the game because of that, more so. I just found it really interesting because it was because of Halo that their entire marketing team had to go, it's not really about Halo anyway. It's more about the box and then the service, the Xbox Game Pass that you can get, and that's going to be amazing. And Halo will come and it'll still be on there, but now you can get the Game Pass, and we're going to throw EA in, and we're going to do it. Yeah. So it's not. I'm not saying that wasn't their business plan anyway, but I just remember feeling when we were about to see Halo, I was like, oh my god, I have a PC and I've got
let's
a
go, yeah.
and I've got a graphics card, and I'm doing all right on there. But bloody hell, if Halo blows me away, I'm ready to absorb Halo. Like just nostalgia, I guess. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all.
No, we were let down massively, and it would have been nice as well in terms of like a historic point of view, because obviously the original Xbox launched with Halo, and the fact that Halo Infinite is meant to be the next era, it's meant to be the next part of Halo. It would have been nice to launch with the Xbox Series X, but
Yeah.
sometimes things happen and it doesn't go that way. And it's interesting to look at the lineups as well, because I'm not sure, apart from... No, there isn't any first-party games on either console coming out at launch.
Well, I was just about to ask, actually, when in the timeline did Ratchet and Clank's release date get pushed back?
I think it was really early on. I think it was literally a few weeks after it was announced.
Yeah,
Believe.
because as far as I was aware, until you told me, I thought that was coming out on launch, and I was worried. Not worried, but I was thinking for Xbox, they're going to now maybe lose a lot of people because they've not got Halo Infinite, and Ratchet and Clank is kind of like PlayStation's Halo Infinite. That's the competitor. But then, of course, Ratchet and Clank was also not coming out on launch.
But then again, PlayStation have Demon's Souls, which is a PlayStation exclusive. I'm not sure if it's Sony studio that does it. I think it might be a third party.
I'm not sure, but I think it's more neat. It's not as mainstream a franchise, though. It's
Demon's
pretty.
Souls. Oh, it is.
It is, but it's because it's
huge.
No, but what I mean by that is it's not universal, as in like, the kid who's getting a PlayStation 5 for Christmas can't also get Demon's Souls because they love demons. They won't have played it.
Yeah.
So
apparently Demon's Souls is under the Japan studio of Sony.
Oh, okay. So then it is technically...
it is a first party game. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's probably the only first party game that's out on the launch window.
Yeah, kind of crazy. But everyone's just going to be playing
ridiculous.
Call of Duty and Fortnite anyway, so...
Well, maybe they might be playing. I don't. Maybe they might be playing. Fallout 4.
Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups,
Paw Patrol,
Save Adventure Bay, out November 6th. Yeah.
On Xbox Series X with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
See all the puppies with lots of fur.
Oh, special fur technology.
Oh,
Ray traced stream.
ray traced fur.
Yes.
So we've talked a lot about this next gen.
Yes.
Over 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of us have played on these consoles. We're only kind of forming an opinion from what we've read, what we've seen, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Comparing from our showdown last time, what is your thoughts and opinions on these next gens? And what would you, I don't know, say a wish list? What would you like on these consoles?
Okay, so I think that my opinion since a couple of weeks ago, since we did the next gen showdown, hasn't changed that much about the consoles. I still feel the same way personally about what I'm going to do, which is not really do anything to start with. Like Call of Duty, I'm going to get on PC because I can. I feel like for me, if I'm going to do a next gen upgrade, it's going to be a 3070 or a new graphics card instead of buying a console, because it's kind of the same price. I do feel like when I think about what am I missing on PlayStation versus Xbox, I feel like I'd be missing more not getting a PlayStation than getting an Xbox. Even without a PC, I'd be thinking, okay, well, I'm missing, the new controller. I'm missing, just personally a lot of games that I've missed on PlayStation by being more of an Xbox gamer growing up through the PlayStation 3 and 4 life cycle. On the Xbox side of things, the controller is not different enough for me to want to pick up as a controller. I feel like they should have thrown an Elite or kind of like a mid-tier controller that was a cross between the old Xbox One and the Elite controller in the new console to make it different enough. Xbox Game Pass I pay for currently on my PC anyway, and I actually don't play any of the games on there because they're not really. I'm not that interested in them. That's just the bottom line, really. I feel like if you, for me personally, yeah, I'm just going to stick with PC and watch and absorb information and enjoy other people enjoying these consoles. What I do love about the next gen consoles is how easy it is to just get good frames and have a smooth experience without many issues. That's great. You know, there's no teething issues with the next gen consoles. You're buying them, you're spending a lot of money on them, and you're going to get a good experience out of all of them. I love the speed of them. Although I don't think it's any quicker than me having an SSD or an M.2 drive. I think it's really nice as a console consumer all my life growing up to see that happening now on consoles. But it doesn't push me enough to want to buy one over keeping my PC and stuff. Wish list wise, I want Halo, obviously. I would like to see some PlayStation titles come to PC because obviously Microsoft is just going to put a lot of their stuff straight onto PC through Game Pass. It would be nice if Sony did like the PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus service on PC and had PC ports of, let's say, Demon's Souls or something. Yeah. So that I didn't have to buy a console to do that. But I know for a fact they're not going to do that because they won't be able to buy the console.
They do have, sorry to interrupt, but they do have PlayStation Now on PC.
But it's a streaming service, not a...
Yeah, it's not a full thing. But that's the same on the actual console as well.
Yeah, but that's kind of like having Stadia. You know, it's like it's not going to be the same experience. I would love to see things on Xbox that I grew up playing. I would love to see more of. Like, I would love to see a new Geometry Wars. I would love to see... obviously Halo. I'd love to see a Burnout game. I'd love to see Burnout come back. Instead of just getting ports and stuff. Oh, I know. Just amazing. I'd love to see SSX.
Oh, yes.
Next gen SSX.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that very game.
I would love that. I don't know. I could have a wish list forever on all the old games, getting new games. That's kind of what I was hoping Halo was going to be for me, you know? Like, oh, look what we can do with all these old things you love. We can bring them back and make them amazing. And we're kind of a bit let down so far. So hopefully in the future we'll see some more stuff. What about you? Because you probably have more PlayStation wish list typey stuff. What do you think between the two? What do you think, like I said, about between Showdown and Now? What do you think in terms of the consoles and stuff?
Well, I feel a lot more disappointed about the PlayStation 5 in terms of storage space and just the issues that have been raised. And for the first time, this is like, usually I always get the console, like one of the consoles on launch. This is the first time I've not got the console on launch.
Yeah, very, very same as me, actually, very similarly.
Yeah, I feel okay with it because it's like there's nothing I would play. You know, there's nothing there that I would actually play that I can't play on my PlayStation 4. And one of the things which I just remembered, Sony actually came out and said they keep developing for PlayStation 4 until like 2027 or something ridiculous like that.
Right.
And that for me is just kind of like, well, what is the point on getting a PlayStation 5 then? You've just shot yourselves in the foot.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of the Xbox, I like it. I do like the Xbox. I think it's a lot more intuitive and a lot just friendlier. But for me, it's not for me. And I know it's not for me. It's clearly not for me. Because I've got a PC and all their games are pretty much coming to PC, so I'll just play them on PC. Yeah. I will probably get the controller. I'll probably pick up the controller because I like the rubberized triggers and bumpers and stuff like that. So I know my opinion was I would still get PlayStation 5, and that will probably still be the case. But on launch night, I would leave it. I'm like you. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch. I'm going to see what happens, see what comes out. I'm going to see the twists and turns, and we've sat there eating popcorn and laughing.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be nice to see everyone else enjoying it.
Yeah, of course. 100%. Yeah. I know Young Ye posted a picture of him with the PlayStation, and that was nice to see. But in terms of wish list...
Yeah, wish list time.
I want Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, like, quickly, would be nice.
On the PS5?
On the PC.
Oh, on the PC, yeah. Okay.
But yes, on the PlayStation 5. I would definitely like to see the first part as well on the PlayStation 5.
Wait, Lawrence, that just makes me think, like... how good Final Fantasy VII Remake looked on the PS4.
Can you imagine on the PlayStation 5?
Ray tracing.
it's coming out on the PC this summer or next summer, should I say?
Oh man!
So yeah,
Golly.
I'm looking forward to it.
Holy.
I'm definitely playing through that game again.
Wow.
There have been rumors that they're doing a definitive edition for the PlayStation 5 of the part 1.
Part 1 and part 2 together, maybe,
Well, it'll just be part 1 because part 2's not even out yet.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see something about Final Fantasy 8, but that's a dream. Never mind a wish list.
Yeah.
In terms of for the PlayStation 5, I would. Let's see. I'm trying to draw up all my memories.
Yeah.
Of PlayStation.
I know.
It's very difficult.
It is. Micro Machines. Oh my god. Dark Cloud.
I never played Dark.
Oh, Dark Cloud on the PS2. Oh my god, one of my favorite RPGs of like all time. Seriously,
that's something I would like them to do more.
Oh my god, now I'm thinking about PlayStation 2 games, Lawrence. I want Guitar Man. I want Guitar Man on PlayStation 5, and I'll buy one. If you're listening, Sony, which you're not, but if you're listening and you make a PS5 Guitar Man, I'll be buying a PlayStation 5.
I mean, that's something I would like them to do more, is bring back the classics in their own form. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I still have to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on a PlayStation 3. That's my wish list. Bring the Metal Solid collection to PlayStation 4 and 5 and PC. Okay. I want to play Metal Gear.
Excellent.
I'm sick of waiting.
Yeah. You want more Metal Gear?
I want more Metal Gear. I don't know, I just want to see more innovation. I want to see a bit more creativity. I'm looking forward to God of War. Because I love the first one for the PlayStation 4, even though it's not the first one. It's like the fourth or fifth one. Obviously, Halo. I really want Halo to be good because those are my most treasured memories, is playing with you and Sam and Chris, playing Halo 3 and Halo Reach and multiplayer.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see more innovation across the industry as a whole. That's kind of my wish list. Next gen is just innovate, be creative, less of the loot boxes and more of the creativity.
I'd like to definitely see less cinematic hold your hand through games that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
It's like I really like the really seriously like Detroit is very much one of those games, but it's like it goes all in on that. Whereas we see too many games that are a mix, but just want to make something cinematic for an action game or something, and we've seen a lot of that. And I'd rather just be playing the game at this point than not. I really don't dive deep into a lot of single player stuff at the moment, just for that reason, because I want to be playing games more than watching bits of story unfold all the time. I'd rather the story be part of the game,
I mean, I play a lot of single player games, a lot of different types of single player games, and there's definitely been a lot more focus on the cinematic, and so like The Last of Us Part 2 was mainly cinematic. That's where the main story kind of it unfolded, and that's something else on my wish list. Don't do Last of Us Part 3. Don't
not to do it. That's on your don't wish list. I don't wish for this list.
I do not wish for this
list.
Also, please do not make spiders any more realistic. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. No more realistic spiders. Awesome. Keep them to a minimum.
I want a really damn good Star Wars game.
Oh, yeah, I'm aching for it, man.
Like, Fallen Order scratched the itch, and I just want more of that. Like, give me more of that.
Fallen Order was a lot of cinematic stuff as well, though, right?
Well, not really. A lot of it, it had some cinematics which told the story, but a lot of it was as you ran through the levels, and it reminded me so much of Jedi Academy.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And it's just like, give me more of that. Yeah. Take that and just go with it.
Lawrence.
Yes.
We need to inject something into the front of the episode that we haven't done yet.
What have we done?
What have we been playing this week?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
The US elections. I've been playing that.
Yeah, how did that go?
F5.
Yeah.
Oh, it went, for me, it went well. I kept hitting F5. I think I won, but I'm not quite sure.
Who knows?
I've been playing more of Watch Dogs Legion.
Okay.
I want to kind of make a correction in my slight review last episode, which was the vehicle handling. It's great in the car.
Okay.
On the bike, not so much.
Oh, so it was just a bike so you're having issues with.
Yeah, because I mean, it was cool when you're driving in the car and it's raining. Your car actually slips out if you oversteer.
But that's nice.
Yeah, it's yeah. What else have I been playing? World of Warcraft. That's kind of about it.
Yeah.
A little bit of Modern Warfare here and there, but
Okay.
it's been slow.
Nice.
It's been a real slow week.
It's just been busy with everything going on in America, really, hasn't it? So,
Yeah.
But even though we're not, anything to do with it, it has such a big impact. And actually, it was kind of like first week of lockdown for us because we've gone back into lockdown.
Yeah, it was.
So there you go.
What have you been playing? If anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've managed to figure out how to hold a controller just about. It's not comfortable, but it does. Joy-Cons are actually pretty good, so I've been playing a bit of the new Hyrule Warriors. Is it Heroes of Calamity?
When's that out? Is that November?
Good question. I don't know. I'll look at
I know it's soon, but I don't know how soon.
Heroes.
Do you want me to take a look at it for you?
I'm already halfway through with one hand.
Hyrule Warriors,
Calamity.
Age
Don't
of
beat me to
Calamity.
it. Don't stop it. You just is it? I don't even think it's Heroes of Calamity. I think it's something else.
It's Age of Calamity.
There we go. I'm gonna re-say it all then.
20th of November.
So I've been playing, Age of Calamity, the new Hyrule Warriors game, the demo for it.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like I only saw and played a little bit of Hyrule Warriors, the original one. And I've been a big Dynasty Warriors fan since the PS2. But I'm actually amazed at how immersed you are in Breath of the Wild world, the universe of Breath of the Wild, in this game. It's not made by the same studio. It's made obviously by the people who make the Warriors games.
Oh yeah.
But it just looks exactly like Breath of the Wild. It's honestly surprising how good it is. And what has been so nice about the demo is how much story there is in it. This is one of those games where, because it's a Warriors type game, there isn't a lot of space for story to happen while you're playing. But there's already so much more character in what they've done in the cutscenes for Age of Calamity than we saw in some cases for Breath of the Wild. There's so much more character in Zelda already, and Link and the way he's reacting, and we get to see some new characters, which is amazing, really, that they have managed to make a story that basically is like the prequel to Breath of the Wild. But man, just playing the demo is I was not convinced before I started playing it, and then now I'm like, wow, I'll probably get a lot out of this. So I might even end up just picking up the full game when it comes out. And what's nice is that the progress you make in the demo carries over.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they've started doing that with a couple of games, Nintendo, and it's been really nice. To think, oh, I'm playing it now, and it's not all for nothing. So yeah, I've been playing that. That's really good. I do recommend playing the demo if you're a Breath of the Wild fan. What else have I been playing? A bit of Call of Duty. Honestly, not much else because of my shoulder, and I've only been dipping into Elder Scrolls to pick up the daily reward and then logging out, and I've actually been trying to do work regardless of the fact that I've messed my shoulder up. So yeah, that's it though. Age of Calamity is honestly. Oh, actually, I have played something else, Lawrence.
Have you?
I've been playing Megaquarium.
Megaquarium.
Oh man, what a game! It's so
Megaquarium.
good. I got it on the PC ages ago because I love fish. You know that I'm a big fan of fish.
I
love
can
having
tell you're a
fish.
big fan of fish. You've got a
This is like
tank, haven't you?
This is like Theme Hospital, like a 2 Point Hospital. But instead of running a hospital, you run an aquarium, and you've got to look after the fish. And it's really good because they use real fish, and you've got to have the right heating and the right filtration for the water, and you've got to feed all the fish the right food, and then you've got to make sure that you don't mix fish together that can't be together for whatever reasons, and then you get to decorate the tanks, and then you can Yeah, it's just so good. You can just build your own aquariums. It's amazing. It's so good. There's loads of features that are just things that you find in really nice aquariums that they've got that you can put in your aquariums. Like, there's like tunnels that you can walk through, and you've got like the whole aquarium surrounds you, and you can have like all sorts of like sharks and whatever swim around and stuff. You can have like a tunnel like that, and they've actually released DLC for it, which adds like freshwater fish. So there's actually a cardinal tetra species that is very similar to my neon tetras that I actually own in real life. So it was a big, like, for me, I'm like, oh my God, I can like build a really big aquarium with fish that I know in there. So I really love it. I'm a big fan of Mega Aquarium. It also came out on the Switch, and so I bought it on the Switch as well. I've been playing that. Fishy game.
Well, fishy game. Well, I'm happy for you.
Thanks. It's good. Honestly, if anybody, like, seriously, it's good. It is like one of those indie titles, but it doesn't feel like that much like an indie title because there's a lot of like missions, and there's a lot. If you know what the 2 Point Hospital style game is like, it's it's very polished for that style of a game, and you can like it's even better because you can zoom in far enough that you actually end up kind of first person inside your own aquarium. So then you can go and you can walk around your own aquarium and look at the fish.
Cool.
It's cool, right?
That's making me want to play it.
It's nice.
That's really making me want to play it.
It's really good. And
you make me want to play it.
Well, I do recommend it. It's good. That's what I've been playing this week. So should we get back to the wish list?
Yes, let's get back to the wish list.
Let's get back to the wish list. Sorry for injecting that there, but we had forgotten to mention it earlier, so there you go.
There we go. We just do a transitional.
Yeah. We just travelled forward in time again to talk now more about the wish list.
We don't need singers. We don't need stingers. We've got us.
That's it. We are stingers.
We are the stingers.
All right. So what else is on your wish list for next gen?
I want proper dungeons in Zelda.
Oh.
Give me proper damn dungeons instead of this trial malarkey.
But now we're not even talking about next gen. We're talking current gen.
That's next gen for me. Next
gen Zelda on the 4K Switch.
On the 4K. Just give me Breath of the Wild 2 with proper dungeons.
That's
and
interesting.
Music.
What do you think's going to happen then, though, because obviously Nintendo have kind of broken the cycle for themselves, where they're no longer launching something at the same time. They're kind of doing mid-cycle releases of hardware. What do you think Nintendo's going to do? Are they going to keep themselves completely out of the race and just do their own thing? Do you think they're just going to carry on doing that?
It's been they've been saying this for a good few years. Nintendo don't see themselves in a race anymore.
No,
we just cater for everyone. Forget you two at war. We're just going to cater to everyone. And I kind of want to. I had a thought before, which I'd like to bring forward, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think, because PlayStation have said they want to bring games to PC, and Xbox bring game to PC, will PC be the new battleground?
In terms of
dominance for PlayStation and Xbox?
Well, the thing is
like PC gamers to their side.
It's possible, but they can't really sway them to buy another console because, a PC already costs a lot of medium to hardcore gamers, between $1,000 and $2,000 or whatever. That's already.
I don't mean by console. I mean like software.
But I don't think there's really. I mean, so are you thinking then that it's going to be a battle for a subscription service or what?
I'm just thinking because obviously PC gamers are PC gamers. Xbox is launching their Xbox games on PC. PlayStation brings their ports to PC. Will this be a battle for fandom? Will this be a battle of supremacy in terms of sales? Will this be the new business battleground for PlayStation and Sony?
I don't think
Sony and Microsoft.
I don't think they can rely on it that much in order to make it the bigger part of their business plan, because I think they have to continue focusing on their consoles so much in order to not lose money on them. They can't really sacrifice any of that to try and fight for a PC market, which if you were to make your games available on PC, people are more likely just to buy what they want from whatever side they want at any time.
Yeah.
And this goes back a little bit to Nintendo because they have made themselves so out of the race that the chances are that if you are kind of quite into gaming and you're not really a fanboy of any side, you probably have a Switch anyway. Yeah. And you will buy the next one and the next gen console, it's Xbox Nintendo, or PlayStation side, because because they are their own thing now. Mm-hmm. So, I think that if you were to bring stuff to PC gamers would be the same. They'd probably invest in whatever games they just felt like from whatever studio and company, and it wouldn't really be a battle. It would just be more income for the software developers. They might set up their own stores, like Epic have their Epic Games store. They're not hardware makers, but they've launched their own store.
They've got their own store,
competitive store. And then you've got Steam. You've already got EA's got their own store. Blizzard have got their own store. Xbox and Microsoft, they have their own stores now. They have their own apps and their own stuff on Windows 10. So it's only a matter of time before Sony might want a piece of the PC market if they believe they're going to make more money on software sales than people on PC trying to buy a console.
Yeah, I mean, they tested the water with Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, and that absolutely blew up into huge sales for them. Yeah. So I can only imagine they'll bring more over, and I know they've said that they want to bring more over. Same with Atlas, who only made for PlayStation, and now they're saying, we want to kind of push over to PC as well. Yeah. So it's just interesting, kind of thinking the future of gaming, like where it might be, where it's less of the console and more of just the game or the developers, which is kind of a better system, I think.
Which is why I think we have seen Microsoft buy up so many companies. Yeah. Because they're confident that the software sales of huge companies are going to, the service that they can provide by owning a lot of those companies. Yeah, in the future, that streaming service is going to become, or not streaming service, that game service is going to become hard to compete with if Sony ever decide to enter the PC market with software titles in their own store or on Steam or something like that.
Yeah, I really think Xbox is definitely forward thinking, and it's interesting as well because I remember on first lockdown, the Switch was sold out everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it just goes to show that Nintendo do have this grip on not just Xbox and PlayStation and PC gamers, but they're just there for the gamers, which was funny because that was the PlayStation 4 slogan.
Yeah, but they really put their money where their mouth is with that because they not only release consoles, but think about all the titles that are pulling people over to the Switch. It's Breath of the Wild, it's Animal Crossing, it's
Pokemon.
It's Pokemon, yeah. And Nintendo Mario, have a hand in all of that. So they really do, it's not third-party titles selling the Switch, it's first-party, first-party published titles. Yeah. Let's say it that way, because Nintendo don't build all of those games, but they certainly do have a hand in most of them and publish them and have almost their seal of quality around all of those titles that have done the best on that system.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they do as good as they do.
I would like to propose a question, which is a little bit next gen and a little bit non-next gen. Okay. It's definitely in the next gen era.
Yeah.
What would be, if you could bring anything to the Switch or anything to release to the Switch, what would it be?
To the Switch?
To the Switch.
I would bring...
I don't mean from PlayStation or Xbox, but I mean what Switch game do you want to come out?
I want the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. That's what I want. And I want it to have Ocarina of Time. And I want it to have Wind Waker. And I want it to have...
Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess was amazing.
It was amazing. It was amazing, but I'm wondering whether I want something else instead, because... No, I want A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, but we've already got A Link to the Past on... Oh, no, we haven't. On Switch. We've got Link's Awakening.
Yeah, but I want A Link Between Worlds, really the 3DS game. I want that on the Switch.
See, I want the same, but I have a different lineup.
What would you have?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay, that's not different.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
I would not have that on there.
I would also have Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, the HD, because it's easier for them to port over.
You can't have more than 3. You have to choose 3.
Oh no, you can have more than 3.
No.
I'm allowed.
You can't because they
okay,
did a Mario
okay.
3D collection, which is
I'll have
3.
I'll have Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker.
There you go. So the
Because
only one,
I don't like Majora's Mask.
but you just said
Too
you
loud.
wanted it.
Yeah, because I wanted it for other people.
But you would have, you see, I just want Ocarina of Time for nostalgia. But I
Right?
also want, Lawrence, I want an HD Ocarina of Time. Do it on
I
ray tracing.
the thing is, this is my issue with Breath of the Wild. There was no music which I could really get into, like Song of Storms or Bolero of Fire or Temple of Time. There was no dungeons, so it didn't feel like Zelda to me.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
felt too out there. Like, I love the open world, fantastic, but I've never finished the game because it just didn't feel like Zelda.
Yeah, it didn't feel as much like that. They could have still done a very open world game with more complex dungeons in them, and I don't know why they didn't do that.
Well, I'm hoping that for Breath of the Wild too. I do have another game I want re-released,
Oh yeah.
or at least a new one. Pokemon Stadium.
Ah,
I want Pokemon Stadium redone.
that would be nice. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be good. But do you think that they would do well now that they have Pokemon Home, which is a platform that you can transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Sword and Shield? They could also use that to transfer Pokemon into Pokemon Stadium, just like back on the N64. You could get the Rumble pack, but you could also get a cartridge pack, which allowed you to put your Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue in, and it was
Pokemon Yellow.
or Pokemon Yellow, and it was the only way to get Mewtwo in Pokemon Stadium at the time. And we did have that, so that was good.
Yeah. I feel this topic we could actually have as a podcast. Like, just one segment just on Nintendo.
Just one big segment.
Which I think maybe we should do eventually.
But at this point in time, the next gen systems are almost out, and they're not here just yet, but they're about to be here, Lawrence. And what do you think?
Within 24 hours.
What do you think the reaction is going to be in the next, let's say, week or so? Within the next week, what do we expect people to be saying about it when we talk about it next week?
Disappointment.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
How many issues are we going to have?
1 or 2. I think we're gonna have 1 or 2 issues, but there's gonna be majority, especially on the internet, majority disappointment.
What do you think they're going to be disappointed about?
There's no games. There's no games to play. They've just been playing these games. They want to play new games.
I think they're going to be complaining
it's
about
disappointing.
storage space.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen complaints about that. I think there's going to be complaints that it's not proper, like 4K or any of this. But I definitely think the main scream is going to be no games.
I'll be interested to see what the average consumer does if they haven't upgraded their screen yet. Like if they've still got a 1080p TV or something at 60 frames.
I mean, I can relate because I'm like in the middle of trying to upgrade my monitors. And yeah, when you've got the hardware and you know your hardware can do more, you just kind of strive for it. You kind of just like, I feel like I'm holding myself back. I need to upgrade.
Yeah.
So I think it will be overall disappointment, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope people enjoy it and really kind of get to grips with it. But it's just like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One when they came out. It wasn't a massive uproar. It wasn't like this huge wave. Certainly not like the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It's kind of like people have just become more subdued in their, expression of joy because it'll get slighted on the internet.
Yeah, I think that the expectations are high, but not super high because we've already seen like in the age where everything leaks before anything actually comes out, we already know how powerful these consoles are and what we can expect performance-wise.
I think, obviously, we've seen this kind of hype around Cyberpunk, and I think that's what majority people's hype are. Yeah. Rather than the console, the hype more for the games about to come out. Call of Duty, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed, even. People are more excited for the games than the console.
I think so. I think you're right. I think that obviously people need the new consoles to get the most out of the new games. So there's an element of that's like, okay, we've got to get the new console. But I agree that it's more about how good it's going to make the new games rather than how good the new console is, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that the issues that we're going to see in the next week are going to be those teething issues that nobody expected to have or just forgot that might be an issue because they're too busy going, oh my God, look how good and look how fast. They're going to be like, yeah, but I can't put it in my cabinet. Or it's going to be like, oh no, but I've got no space. Or it's going to be like, oh no, I lost my banana in there. And it's
I've got no games.
I've confused the Xbox for the actual fridge.
I've confused the Xbox Series X with the Xbox One X.
Oh no. Or it's going to be all those people that ordered an Xbox One on Amazon instead of an Xbox Series X when the pre-orders went out, all going to be opening their boxes and go, oh well.
They need to change the names. They were just, it's too close. It's too damn close.
Yeah. I do like that part of PlayStation's branding is keep it simple. This is how simple it is. And it plays games and you get good games.
I mean, we had like Xbox X and then Xbox One X. And then I was like, okay, just go with something completely different with the Xbox name in there. So Xbox World or
Xbox Infinite would have been good.
Xbox Infinite would have been amazing.
Imagine that.
Oh, no. Xbox Series X.
Yep.
It's such a mouthful.
It is such a mouthful because you got the X at the front, the X at the back.
And then got the Xbox Series S, which is like...
Can you imagine if it was the PlayStation Series 5 PlayStation?
The PlayStation P.
The PlayStation Series P. You'd be like, oh my God. Can't handle this.
It's just not good.
Do you think that more games are going to start taking advantage of the proprietary triggers on the PlayStation 5 controller? Because I feel like if Sony are going to bring their games over to PC at some point, like we've been discussing, we're going to, if we're going to be able to use the new controllers on PC, which I don't know if we can or can't, PC players, like that's the reason I'd buy that controller. I'd buy some of their hardware, even on PC, if I could use the controllers fully with full support. But do you think they're gonna make that happen?
I hope, but I don't think. I don't think that will happen. Maybe because it's a pain in the ass for developers. And it'll be a pain for Sony as well to get the drivers out and all that jazz. So,
but if it sold controllers, if it sold more controllers,
well, I think that's when we've seen it. It's part of their marketing scheme to sell the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So to say, oh, it works on PC too, it's just detrimental to them.
Yeah.
They'd much rather sell you a 400 plus console rather than a 60 plus controller.
Yeah, I suppose so. And if the only place you can use the controller properly is the PlayStation, then I see what you're saying. I was just thinking about how we were talking about them putting some games on the computer again. On the PC.
I mean, I like I said, I hope, but I very much doubt.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens. I do want to see the PlayStation 5 use the plates on the actual console. I want them to be able to customize it. So you can have a black PlayStation 5 or a red PlayStation 5 or a blue PlayStation 5 and you just buy the plates and you just pop them on. I think that would be fantastic.
There was that third-party website that got cease and desisted from doing that. And now they just sell stickers and had to rebrand the entire store.
Yeah, and I think the very fact that they did a cease and desist is maybe they have something up their sleeve.
Maybe they do, but if they don't, then it's kind of a bit annoying.
It's a bit mean.
But I feel like customization-wise, they're going to need to do some stuff, and maybe they do have some stuff in the works, like you said.
Because PlayStation for me has always been black, always, and Xbox has always been white. So the fact that this PlayStation 4 is white, I'm there like, it looks like an Xbox 360.
You think so?
It does.
You see, I didn't get the arcade version of the 360. I got the Elite, so it was always black.
See, I had the original 360 and then upgraded from there. But PlayStation always is either grey or black. No other color.
And Xbox haven't even released that many accessories, have they? They've got PlayStation have done the camera, the headphones, the remote. Yeah. But Xbox have got the controller, the Elite controller. They've got. Do they have a play and charge kit?
They've got an external hard drive for
Yeah.
£279.
Yeah, and they've got the accessibility controller, which will work also on the new.
Yeah,
But-
looks like they've got a play and charge kit.
A new one.
But it's like you can use all the old accessories with it.
Yeah.
So it feels like Microsoft is kind of, again, less of, we're a brand new era, and more of we're inclusive to everyone, no matter what you have.
Some of that's quite nice, and some of that just seems a bit lazy. But I don't know. It's hard to balance that, I suppose. And I would rather not have a million new accessories I'd have to buy.
Yeah, especially in this day and age.
Definitely. So part of that I'm kind of happy with, and part of that I'm not.
I mean, there's been good stuff about the PlayStation. There's been bad stuff about the PlayStation. There's been good stuff about the Xbox. There's been bad stuff about the Xbox. I just think this year, in terms of generation, it's going to start off rocky, and it's going to start off slow. But I think it will pick up. I think it'll start to pick up next year, the year after. After those teething issues, I think we'll start to pick up in terms of games, and especially when Unreal Engine 5 gets launched and developers can finally utilize that. That's when I think PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox One Series S and X will really. It's when it will just start sprinting.
You literally have just reminded me of that demo they did. That was the first time we ever looked at PlayStation 5 stuff and went, oh my God.
And the thing is, that's just PlayStation 5 and PC. It's not Xbox yet.
Really?
But, yeah, I think that will just... Yeah, it will make games look amazing and run really, 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 really well. That's when it will feel next gen. When Unreal Engine 5 gets launched, and that's in February.
Yeah.
So that means devs now actually have the kit and all that, and they can actually use it, and they're getting to grips with it. So it's very much like the PlayStation 4, where we had Unreal Engine 3 when it came out, and then Unreal Engine 4 came out, and everyone was like, oh my God, this is the next best thing since sliced bread. And now they're doing the same for Unreal Engine 5, and they're just kind of, the thing is, I think development needs to catch up again.
By the time, I was just going to say, by the time Unreal 5's come out and people have then had 2 or 3 years to develop on Unreal Engine 5, we'll probably be seeing like the revision versions of these consoles.
Yeah.
So the people who are kind of early adopters now aren't really going to get the full experience for a long time. And then maybe by the time the new games that utilize like Unreal 5 and all the new tech, and when developers can start to actually figure out how far they can push their games and optimize their games for this new hardware, by the time that happens, there's probably going to be revisions of the consoles coming out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. It's an investment. They are investing into the future, and that's the whole point. It's the same with the RTX graphics cards. It's the same with the consoles. It is an investment for future development rather than the current now. And it's going to... A lot of people will have to be patient, and there's nothing we can do about that. I think the first game that comes out from Unreal Engine 5 is just going to blow people's minds.
Yeah, the first proper one.
Because I know that they mentioned this in the demo. It uses movie like models. It uses the meshes which they use in films like Avengers. And the fact that we can play in those style environments is scary but exciting.
Imagine if that technology was here right now and you still had like kids on 1080p monitors or TVs trying to enjoy that at this point in time. That I think that what's going to happen is people aren't ready for it right now, but this mid-generation upgrade that will happen all at the same time, by this point in time, people are going to be more on board with 4K, and we need that 4K, 8K dream happening right now with the new consoles to push that technology forward for the next few years. So I think, now that we've spoken about that in more detail, it makes me more excited about like the mid-generation upgrades of these consoles. That makes me think, by the time that is all happening, more 4K screens are going to be cheaper, which they're already very cheap.
They are starting to get cheaper, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the next gen consoles are already going to have their next like mid-tier upgrades. We're going to be like in a really sweet spot for gaming. It's going to be nice the next few years, down the line.
I have 5 words for you when I think of Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
New Halo Unreal Engine 5.
Is it being done in Unreal Engine 5 though?
It's not, but the brand new Halo after that might.
Mm.
Can you imagine Halo? Can you imagine Final Fantasy? Can you imagine our classic games being redone in Unreal Engine 5?
I mean, it would be amazing. I mean, I think that the engine itself is a really great engine. I'm not sure whether there's a lot of stuff that we want to happen in those games that Unreal might not be able to do without a lot of modifications and tweaks. So it's hard to say. It's like Breath of the Wild had to use the Havoc physics engine, but the physics engine itself, they had to actually get the Havoc team to make a custom version of their physics engine just for Breath of the Wild because they wanted so many custom things in Breath of the Wild that Havoc currently wasn't able to do unless the developers of Havoc actually made a custom physics engine for them. Yeah. So
I mean, it depends on the integration between 4 and 5. How easy is that to take projects from 4 to 5? Because I know in an interview, Tetsuya Nomura, who did Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's in Unreal Engine 4.
Right.
And they're saying that we may move to 5 because it seems to be a little bit easier to move from 4 to 5.
Yeah, if they make it an easy upgrade, then that's awesome.
And it was already like playing Advent Children on Unreal Engine 4.
It's ridiculous, yeah, honestly.
Dude, 5
when
is like,
when you look at that film and then you look at the game now that you can just play in real time, it's like even better than a fully rendered film from back then.
The very fact that they were like, we want to make a game which looks like the film, and it's like, you've done it. Well done, you've done it. Now keep making it.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly. Stop. Yeah.
We're coming up with like 2 topics here. We could talk on another pod.
Yeah, definitely. But, I think we've done very well to talk this much about anything this week. So, but do we have any final thoughts, Lawrence, before we wrap up this very long extended bonus edition of Get Real Gaming this week?
Probably be patient. I think this could be the last time that we have a console war, as it were. I think that this could be obviously the last console generation in terms of Sony and Microsoft and all that jazz. But yeah, be patient because the software is coming to take advantage of the tech that we are going to have.
Yeah, okay. You've said pretty much everything in terms of being patient and stuff. I would just say, if you're picking up a next-gen console, don't listen to what anybody else says. Have a great time. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And,
make your own opinions.
And let us know what you think and if you're enjoying it and what you think of it, because we're not getting them just yet. So if you are somebody getting a next-gen console, please let us know how your experience is. You can do that either on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at GetRealPod, or you can also email us, and we'll take an email at getrealpoduk@gmail.com and tell us what you think. We'd love to know. Yeah. All right. Well, we're very happy and thankful that you've made it this far into the podcast. So thank you very much. And we hope that you enjoyed our extended bonus edition of Get Real Gaming this week.
Don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it.
But yeah, so thanks very much for listening. We'll see what happens in the next week with the next gen stuff.
We will. We'll keep an eye on news, eyes on the sky.
We'll be back with a regular episode next week. So as always, have a great next-gen launch if you are getting involved. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.